don't think that buck is the buck you would want to shoot.
No, he's not quite big enough.
One of the great things about hunting, at least for me, is the people I get to spend the time with and the friendships that are established through that. And those of you who hunt, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of my best friends, and certainly some of my strongest relationships with my friends, are my hunting buddies, are the people that I grew up hunting with, the people I get to hunt with once a year or maybe even more often. And in this case, that is my buddy Jerry Pritchard.
Here comes more deer. Oh yeah.
Is there a buck in that group? I saw a big buck. What's that? Did you see that buck?
I did. I'm pretty sure that's one of the bucks we saw scouting that we thought we would take. He's bigger than one I saw last night.
He blew across here. I don't think we could get any footage of him, but he's in these mohawk and he's right down here. He looked at me.
He looked like a nice buck. I don't think he'll go far.
No, he's got 20 does with him.
In preparation for this hunt, Jerry came over here 4 days, scouted 4 days before the hunt started, and he is joined by another friend of ours, and you've seen him on many shows before, Scott Jones. Jerry and Scott live about 20 miles apart here in Nevada, and they came over and started scouting.
In the country we hunt out west here, especially in Nevada, there's pockets of habitat. It's not 100% habitat, so you've got to find spots within a larger geographic area that you can focus in on. And even those spots are going to be 2-3 miles in radius, so spending the time ahead of time to narrow that choice down to 2 or 3 spots that you can really focus your efforts in is really the key. And with the amount of terrain that you have to cover, it sounds easier than it is to find 2 or 3 spots that have a lot of deer in it.
I think you're right. That other herd of deer was probably looking at that other herd. Yesterday they were all bedded on that north-facing slope.
Okay, that wouldn't not surprise me at all. So if we get out to the around onto those rocks, we'll be able to watch you.
One of the beauties of Nevada is when you find the place where deer are, they're going to be there consistently. And in the scouting, there were some places located that this is a good deer spot. Yeah, it's mostly does, but let's go there opening morning. So that's what we did.
And started to see deer right away. As a matter of fact, we were able to see a larger buck right off the bat. There were some deer moving across and opening towards those mahoganies to bed. And that was the size of deer I had hoped for and had seen the night before.
See that patch of snow up there? There's a buck feeding in that patch of snow. He's completely oblivious to us there.
It's less than 300 yards. There's another buck behind him, looks smaller.
Deer just started popping out everywhere.
That's gotta be the deer that we saw earlier across the road, but there's another buck with him now.
Okay, let's just stay here, kind of hidden until we see what they do.
Okay. That's a nice deer.
What about the one that just came in from below him?
Oh, I didn't look at him.
They look like they're gonna fight. No, the other one just decided it ain't worth it. The one that came in below him is a nice one.
No, that's a nice deer. 430 yards. Boy, 5 really nice bucks. I was in here yesterday. Didn't see any of these bucks on this exact hill, and here they are this morning. Just goes to show you don't give up.
You see a 4-point buck and they look nice, but there's a difference between a marginal 4-point buck and a really nice 4-point buck. There seems to be no in between, and when you throw up your spotting scope or your binoculars, you say to yourself, boy, that's a big deer. I'm learning that when you say that right off the bat, generally speaking, it is.
Boy, how exciting. 5 really nice bucks.
Yeah, you lead the way, I'll follow behind. This is good. What brought reason. This is good. What we need is for the bucks to push those does down here a little further. Then we'd have a really close shot. Right now, it would be a bulk over there. With this wind, we don't want to take a chance.
Yeah, the center of the opening's a little over 350.
I wanted to be a little more aggressive than Randy did. Randy wanted to wait a little bit. Maybe I've hunted public land too long, but too many bad things can happen with other hunters or whatever happening. So we decided to make a move. And as we hiked around, we had about 100 yards to go before we would have been in position to make a shot. And sure enough, we walked into some deer. First some does, we went further up the hill, and then we walked right into a bunch of other deer.
And so we're just kind of locked standing still, like, what do we do? And we see a little buck get up, and then we see a better buck get up. And I'm trying to wave the camera guy, like, hey, come on, get up here.
He's heavy and he's pretty wide, but he's only a 3.0.
Was that the one we were looking at then?
Yeah. So there's another decent buck with him somewhere. Holy crap. Jerry, come here, come up here. Right over here, down and left, get up here. There's a big buck in there. Get behind Jerry.
Jerry's saying one thing, I'm saying another. We're telling the camera guy, do this, do that, do this, do that. And any of you who've been in one of those situations where unexpectedly it turns into chaos, you know that about 80% of the time, everything goes to hell and you don't get anything out of it. Well, this is one of those times.
Damn it, the big buck went left. That's a small buck. There's a bigger buck in here.
We were in the middle of chaos, really, is the way I would describe it. Too many things were happening. My luck when I'm hunting, when those things happen, very rarely does a good thing happen when that chaotic type situation happens.
Come here. Move forward, you need. Jerry, come right here. You got him.
You got him?
No.
Just wait.
Yeah.
There's two of them there. Come
You got
right
him?
here. Come right here.
Yeah.
Come right here, Jerry.
You got him?
Well, in all of our talking and carrying on, we're only 120 yards away. Finally, the deer look at each other like, you know, I've had enough of this. Whew. Off they go.
I had him broadside.
Did you have the big one or the other big
I
one?
had a big one.
There's two big ones.
Well, this one was big.
I know. I think the one that you were looking at was the smaller of the two.
Oh, I would have shot that one.
I know. Here's what we gotta do. We gotta go around here because they're gonna go over where we were just at. But when we get there, we gotta be absolute ready and we gotta get to an open spot. I'll go get this stuff.
I just put my hand over my head like, oh no, that was a gift. It's welcome to the world of film and TV. That's all I can say, you know. When we had that complication, we accept it as an additional challenge. We got another hurdle we got to clear. But damn it, it gets frustrating when that happens.
They gotta be right in here. And we saw them. They're right over here somewhere. So if I loop up and over, get down below them and come across.
That's worth a try.
Okay. I'll just leave my pack here.
We gotta flush them out one way or another.
You know, that evening was kind of a bust for me. Jerry and I split up, went different directions because the deer had kind of dispersed. And our goal was, all right, for tomorrow morning, we gotta find where these deer went and have a plan for the next morning.
That's 4-point buck, but he ain't big enough.
as we finished our first day, it was, you know, it started so positively, and then anything that could go wrong, did go wrong near the end of the day. And I often tell Randy, anything unfortunate that you can think of or any unlucky event, those typically happen to me. So keep those in your mind as we decide what we're going to do to stock here. All in all today, boy, we come close to seeing probably 75, 80 deer today. And like I say, just a fantastic day. Weather's supposed to move in. We'll have to see what tomorrow brings, but we do have one of our shooters located, and he was running with one of the other deer we wanted to shoot that was bigger than he was. So hopefully if we find him, we'll find that other one.
As quick as you cross off 4 days of scouting in your first day of hunting, and with supposedly a storm's going to roll in and mess up our conditions, all of a sudden the pressure starts wearing on you. And that's, you know, that's hunting, that's filming. All of you who are watching this know, hey, I've been there and done that. But I'll be honest, that night I thought, you know what, we had our chance this morning. It might have been the chance of the hunt, and we blew it. We fumbled. We didn't put it together.
Well, I'm thinking last night I was back on this ridge looking back on the hill. We did spot that 3x4 in essentially the same area that he was yesterday or in the morning when we saw him. I'm thinking the deer are going to have the same routine with the wind coming in the same direction.
Okay, let's get out to the same rock then. And deja vu all over again.
It's a great vantage point.
Okay,
yeah,
let's do it.
We saw a few deer walking into our spot to glass from, and as we were moving in, Randy looked down in the bottom. There's a big bottom, a water hole down there, and a big bottom with grass coming up into the bedding area, and here comes some deer. And almost immediately as Randy spotted the deer and I looked down there, you could see this large buck. I mean, almost from the second you threw up your binoculars, and as I said before, usually when you throw up your optics and you say, wow, that's a big one, he really is a big one.
See that point of rocks out there? Yeah. There's a herd of deer coming up this way. The big guy's in there.
Oh.
You can see his antlers from here. He's the second one from the left. Boy, he's big. Something's got him moving now.
They're coming up the hill. I can't remember the last time I was in a situation where there's too many deer.
Yeah. Need that buck to keep going. That's a big buck.
I think they're still gonna come up this way.
I think they are, but we gotta let these ones calm down and move somewhere. And then if we can get right to those trees in that gap right there, get in the shadow of that tree, so when the sun comes up, we're still shaded.
Yeah.
All right, as quick as that deer moves, we gotta hustle. All right, let's go.
I was very concerned that if those deer got back into the mahoganies like they did the day before, that we would fumble again. It's very dense cover once you're in there. The bucks have an easier time eluding you in there, and there's too many eyes and ears and too confined of an area. And this particular big buck was still out in the opening with his does.
There's a little buck right there. There's a little buck right behind this bush. They gotta be here somewhere. Right down there. They're looking at us, dear. Jerry, as the ridge breaks, you're gonna, if you get right in line behind those two rocks, that first rock, get right up next to that. But we're gonna be in the sun, so this is gonna be our one chance. They're gonna see us, and you gotta be ready to shoot when the time comes. So right now they're behind that big rock out there.
Okay, do you want me to get in front of the rock or stay behind?
Whatever works, whatever gives you the best shooting position. Pete, you gotta be right behind him. Stay as low as possible.
And so Jerry moves out to this rock out in front, and down below is this really big rock. It looks like a big domino on the hillside. I mean, it's probably 25 feet tall and 30 feet across. And we get out there, and I come up behind Jerry, and Jerry said, there's 2 deer coming across behind that rock.
Jerry, the one that just came out from behind the rock is him.
I can shoot it now.
Okay, you want it, Pete? The one to the right is the buck.
I see him. Does he see him?
Yeah, you're on him. He's got his head down. So he's stepping forward, so. Are you ready, Pete?
Yep.
Okay. Knock him down, Jared. Watch the bullet hit him. Well, you knocked him down. He's down. There goes the herd. There's no buck with him.
Holy smokes, my heart just can't take it. Holy smokes.
Gave him the old Howa handshake, as they call that.
That was a Howa handshake. Oh my land, that was exciting. Oh, that worked perfect, Randy. We made the distance, and I wanted to get him out in the open where he'd be spaced from those deer.
Yeah, that was perfect. Thank God for that big rock right there. Because we had no cover with the sun now hitting us. And those 2 deer in the front, I don't know what was up with them. They were like, oh, I wonder what that is up there. And the big Hank, he relied upon them.
He made a fatal mistake.
Don't always trust a woman.
Boy, they don't usually make those kind of mistakes. We thought they might stay out a little longer today.
Yeah, because that big storm's coming in this afternoon.
It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Oh,
congratulations, Jerry.
Well, let's go take a look at him. I can't wait to see him. Holy moly.
Wow.
Oh,
what a beautiful deer.
A lot of times you'll shoot when you think it's big, and it's not as big when you get up there.
You get up there and you're scratching your head.
I don't remember ever having an experience where he was bigger than I thought he was.
Ground swelling instead of shrinkage?
Ground swelling instead of ground shrinkage. I've always been guilty of thinking one's bigger than it was.
Look at those beautiful fronts and mass. He just got a beautiful picture to him also. Even though he's scarred up from fighting, that gives him some character, I guess.
He sure does.
What a worthy chase.
Oh, my land.
A beautiful, beautiful buck. Wonderful morning.
Randy, I can't thank you enough.
Thank you, Jared.
That was a hunt of a lifetime, Randy.
Appreciate being here for it.
Late season Nevada mule deer, huh?
Yeah. I'm trying not to laugh out loud because I've been having so much fun watching you, Jerry. This is more fun than if I would have had the tag.
I couldn't ask for more of a trophy, Randy.
Yeah, the memories.
What a great hunt, too. This December hunt here in Nevada.
Yeah, beautiful buck.
Beautiful.
And to be able to hunt with someone as skilled as Randy is in hunting, I don't care if it's mule deer, antelope, elk, his knowledge of how these animals move, where they're gonna be, why they're gonna be there. Every time I'm with Randy, I just learn so much. But having his ability to stalk and the strategy he puts into it, that's what makes the difference. And you know, even though we botched it the day before, everything that could go wrong did go wrong. On this particular morning, everything that could go right did go right for us. And the reward for that was just an incredible buck on this particular hunt. And I don't know if I'll ever shoot another mule deer, but this hunt will live in my memory forever.